Before we get started, I wanted to give a tiny little disclaimer and background. I read a lot of comics. Marvel Comics, a little bit of DC, a lot of Image. My favorite comic book franchise of all time is X-Men. I love X-Men. Jason Aaron's run on Wolverine, the X-Men's my favorite. The classic X-Men's where Chris Claremont took over and actually revitalized the franchise. Those are amazing as well. I love X-Men. So, I do not think these movies cater towards X-Men fans in any way. So if I seem very angry and he doesn't about certain things, that's why, because do you know anything about the comics, really?
I read a couple.
Okay. Remember the 90s comic, or the 90s cartoon?
Yeah.
We should just rewatch that.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I enjoyed it.
Alright, see you in a second. Oh, the internet! Nothing? No excitement?
Disco lady. That's all.
Alright, that's kind of excitement. Hello, the internet. Welcome on Professional Movie Reviews with Mark and Billy. We're doing X-Men Apocalypse. The third movie in the second X-Men franchise. We had X-Men 1, 2, Last Stand, and then we had First Class, Days of Future Past, and now Apocalypse. So the way this works is I tell you to do all the internet stuff. Click like, subscribe, share, fucking all that shit. Comment.
Look us up on Chatterbait or My Free Cams.
Find me on Snapchat, Taco Face. Anyways, also the way this works is we're going to give you a quick tiny little synopsis about the movie, a small one. And then we're going to get in depth about the positives of this movie, everything from performances to story to camera work, you name it. I'm being really positive about my positives. And then the negatives, everything from story to acting to camera work, all that stuff. And then we're going to give you a tailorized rating between 0 and 10 that we have ready. I don't know if you want to do the synopsis or should I?
Sure.
Okay.
The plot synopsis for this movie, it's given away a lot in the trailer, but basically, all throughout history there's been stories about gods, which all turned out to be the source as this one mutant who has resurfaced and is threatening destruction upon the world to mold it in his own image. And it's up to the X-Men team, the much less formal version of the X-Men team, to stop him.
Ooh!
Pretty much covers it.
Yeah. This takes place in the 80s. The movie beforehand took place in the 70s. The movie before that took place in the 60s. That will be brought up again. But yes, we just got these 80s style. Alright, moving on. Positives. Got one?
I hear crickets. Like, legitimate crickets.
Yeah. And the window's open.
Yeah.
Alright. Crickets, do you have a positive? Wow, the crickets literally wow.
Positives for this movie. The girl from Game of Thrones was not,
Sophie Turner.
She was better than Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah. We're gonna get into Jennifer Lawrence again. Out of the people who actually gave decent performances, I did not think Ty Sheridan, the new Cyclops, was terrible. I think he didn't have a lot to work with.
He looked like a really young Tom Hardy.
Yeah, he does. If you've never watched Mud, watch Mud. He's fine. He's phenomenal in that, and he's a couple years younger.
I'm not gonna lie though, I'm not finding too many performances that jump out at me as a huge positive.
Okay. From what he was working with in the giant makeup costume,
Nicholas Hoult?
No, I'm going to get to him, though, and I really do like Nicholas Hoult. No, now I'm forgetting his name, and I've said it 100 times, played Poe Dameron in Star Wars.
Oh, Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac was fine as Apocalypse.
I forgot that was him.
Yep. Okay, I don't know if that's a negative or positive. I feel like he delivered his lines actually with conviction, that he was actually feeling all the complete ridiculous, retarded shit he was saying. And there you go. That's kind of like the only thing is he almost got me on a couple scenes, but again, he wasn't really working with a lot of good writing.
There were some weird moments that I felt like he was dropping character or losing character, and it's the moments where Apocalypse is supposed to be cocky.
Yeah.
In the moments where Apocalypse was cocky, it didn't fit with the rest of his demeanor, and that really bothered me.
Yeah.
So that's why I also will not give a positive.
Okay, then Oscar Isaac. Okay, we
James
can.
McAvoy.
I got something. Visuals.
No.
Nope.
Not for me.
Writing.
Ha!
Wait. Jennifer Lawrence is acting.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay. All right. Apparently, we cannot come up with a lot of positives. This is not the worst X-Men movie I've ever watched.
No, it's not. It's not the worst X-Men movie. No.
Last Stand and Origins has this beat. That's about it.
I would probably rank,
has a beat as worse.
I would rank Origins over this.
Wow! I'm not going to argue with you, except that Deadpool makes it one of the worst movies of all time.
I don't count that as Deadpool.
Oh, yeah.
I count that as Baraka from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
it's a great crossover flick with Baraka.
Yeah.
The Tarkatan warrior from the Third Realm?
Other world.
He's not from Outworld.
Oh, world.
He's not from Outworld.
All right, none of this is about anything. We're just going. Okay, let's get into the negatives. As you can tell, we did not like this movie, and you can accuse me right now, and you're probably right. I am a comic fanboy, and the fact that they just shit all over everything I love about the comics, take characters and just go with what they look like, don't explore their characters at all and what made them lovable as characters, like what they did with Jean Grey. She's not the Jean Grey from the comics. She does not act like Cyclops barely even has a character, but he definitely did not strike me as the leader, the let's do this right, the Boy Scout that's a lovable Boy Scout for a lot of decades in the comics before Boy Scouts became lame. Let alone, there's characters that we flat up just don't explain what their powers are or don't even use the actual powers they had in the comics. Psylocke. Did you know that Psylocke is a level telepath on the same level as Jean Grey? And
nope.
Yep. Cool. What did she do in this? She had psychic swords.
Yeah.
And also even in the comics, her psychic swords can't cut through physical things. It's just for cutting people's heads to knock them out.
Yes.
It's a psychic. So, they literally, it looks like they just looked at a picture of Psylocke and went from there. They didn't give her the character. And then the biggest problem is Storm. Storm's not in this movie. There is a African character with a white mohawk that shoots lightning. That's all you're getting from this Storm. It is not an actual Storm. Now, these are problems from, and I can go on with almost every single X-Men. So those are my problems from a comic book standpoint. So I'm trying not to go from a comic book standpoint. I'm going to try to judge this movie as a film.
Yes.
And even as a film, it fucking sucks. It does not go with even its own continuity. You know that the original movie of this franchise, the first movie of this franchise, took place 30 years before. That would make Jennifer Lawrence pushing 40s. Does she look more than 4 years older than the younger characters?
She wouldn't be pushing 40, she'd be pushing 50.
Yeah. Okay, that being said,
but she also is a shapeshifter.
True. All right, then Alex Summers. Does he look like he's... No. He looks about, 4 years older than Scott Summers? Hank McCoy.
No.
I'm glad you brought up Hank. I really like Nicholas Hoult as an actor.
I do too.
I do a lot. He's in one of my favorite movies of last year, one of my favorite movies of all time. He shines in Mad Max Fury Road. Yeah. Also, if you watch his early stuff in Skins, when he was an unknown guy, old British TV show, he's great in that too. He just nothing. No emotion in this. This beast that can transform in and out of without explaining why.
No, they did. His medication.
Okay, his medication. Ugh. It just means that the guy didn't want to be put in the fucking suit all the time, and they wanted to come up with a reason why he didn't have to be. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna have to just for the first one. I'm gonna let you talk for a while because I got more. But I'm gonna knock down Nicholas Hoult as underperforming from what I've expected from him.
Yeah.
And it might be because of the absolute terrible writing. Take it away.
Jennifer Lawrence sucked. Olivia Munn sucked. James McAvoy sucked. Michael Fassbender. What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
You are so good.
You're one of the best actors of today.
That was bullshit. It's probably not your fault. I'm going to give you that one. That's probably not your fault. But, I mean, this movie had a lot of Oscar-nominated actors who sucked.
Oscar-winning actors.
And then you have the girl playing Jean Grey. What's her name?
Sophie Turner.
She was able to deliver her lines with that
her terrible
conviction.
lines. She
wasn't
able to
good,
take the
but
terrible lines.
She wasn't good, but at least she
tried.
You know?
Yeah.
Other negatives, you don't see Jubilee's powers ever.
At all. All
Ever,
you see
period.
is her in the yellow trench coat.
That's it, and the pink glasses, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Again, with looking at a picture and just giving you that character, they don't explore.
A daddy issue subplot that's suddenly supposed to mean something. Metaphorical psychic fight at the end.
Ugh.
I fucking hate that.
Yeah.
Why would you ever choose to do it? It's so played out. You don't do a metaphorical
And
psychic
without
fight
explaining the Phoenix Force at all, spoilers, they throw it in just, I don't know, to sell something.
Yes.
I don't know. But it sucks. Now, one of my biggest negatives is they take you out of the plot for about 30 minutes to throw you into Weapon X for no reason except to give you fucking Wolverine. The only reason. That was fan service.
That
completely.
weird shot where he menaces at the security camera. Why the fuck did they put that in there? It was
Yeah.
terrible. It took me out of it completely.
And then
it was like watching actual security camera footage, and instead of being Wolverine and menacing, Hugh Jackman was just drunk.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it looked like. They're like, we found this security footage on the hotel camera. We're going to use it because it's great.
That was terrible. And even at the end of that scene,
laughed.
they're trying to show you something where like he's having a moment with Phoenix, and it doesn't make much sense. She like takes his like mind control shit off, and then he just like and just like runs off like what? Like, what is he running? He's not running from. He's running to the most extreme elimination challenge.
Also,
like, it didn't explain anything.
Also, Xavier suddenly bald. Just suddenly.
They explained that.
Did they?
Yeah, because he's turning more like Apocalypse.
Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, it seems like there was an entire... yeah, exactly. It really seemed like an entire subplot to explain why Xavier's bald now. It really seemed like they did this whole thing with him in Apocalypse doing something without giving spoilers that's this crazy weird switching shit, and that's just there to make him bald.
Yeah, exactly. He has no new abilities.
And for them to be connected enough to have a psychic battle. Okay, alright. Before we get to the writing, let's talk about Bryan Singer. Bryan Singer has made one good movie, in my opinion, a really good movie, and that's Usual Suspects. And I will stand by Usual Suspects. It is a little dated, now even, but you cannot deny Kaiser Soze and all that great stuff. He's made 1.5 decent X-Men movies. X-Men 1 and X-Men 2, 1.5, because half of one of those movies sucks. But besides that, he is not a filmmaker. He's not a visionary. He's not anything. He is a fucking kid with toys that he doesn't know what they do.
Michael Bay.
Yeah, he's Michael Bay. And to quote a dude in the lobby, when we left the theater today, somebody goes, well, that was a Michael Bay movie. And I was like, exactly. That's what it felt like. This felt like a Transformers movie.
Or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I looked at a picture once, and I thought it looked kind of neat. Thought I'd make a movie.
Mm-hmm. To be fair, he didn't direct it.
Also, the visual design of this movie was garbage. The makeup was fucking stupid.
I didn't mind Apocalypse's makeup because they had...
His was the least shitty.
Yeah, but at the same time, he was the hardest character to do, makeup-wise, because he's like a giant blue thing with the... he's a very striking figure in the comics.
Sure.
And they attempted it.
No,
which is a golf clap.
He was the least shitty.
Back to Olivia Munn. Why the fuck is she wearing that Psylocke costume? You didn't do anything else with the Psylocke. Why are you going to make her look like Psylocke?
But everybody else gets these cool battle suits.
Yeah, and she's wearing a pink or purple leotard. Yeah. What the hell? She looked great in it, but that's not what we're talking about here.
The bald cap on Xavier was totally visible. It was
terrible.
So bad.
Terrible.
The makeup for Beast, it somehow got shittier since the last movie, which is a feat. So golf claps for that.
Yeah, no, I have no idea how they did that.
Also, they made Mystique. She looked even shittier, but she never looked great since the first movie.
Let's
first movie.
Let's talk about Mystique. Another really huge comic book moment for me, Mystique's always been one of my favorite villains of all time, one of my favorite villains. There was a moment in the Messiah Complex story arc where she is trying to get Rogue, her daughter in the comics, is unconscious, and she has to take out Mr. Sinister. Mr. Sinister thinks he's got this whole plan under control, and comic spoiler, she grabs Mr. Sinister by the nape of his neck and shoves him into Rogue's face and drains Sinister to death on her comaed daughter. That is one of the most badass, cold-blooded, evil things I've ever read in a comic that is so menacing and insane and dark. And she's a good guy in this movie.
She's been a good guy for this entire part of the
I
series.
know! And what the fuck? It really seemed like they were trying to turn her into Mystique in the first one, and then Jennifer Lawrence got really big and they had to give her a bigger part.
Right.
Like, that's what it was. And they had
Without
to
making
turn
her character any deeper.
And without doing anything with her character. Watch anything that's not Mystique. That is Jennifer Lawrence with shape-shifting powers reading a shit script. That's all that is. That is not a character I recognize from any of the movies, including these ones in this franchise. Okay.
Keep going.
I know, I'm really like, okay. No, alright. Alright, have we completely talked about the writing? The writing, we've said it multiple times now. It's absolute other fucking cheese.
I mentioned the daddy subplot that's suddenly relevant.
That they don't even full-fledged go into.
No.
Like, they hint at it to hint at it. To make sure that we know that they know.
Dramatic tension. That's what they
When
did.
it failed at that.
Exactly.
It failed at that.
The shitty rehashing of the idea of the X-Men Origins Wolverine plot. The beginning of X-Men Origins Wolverine, where he's got the girlfriend and then he thinks she's dead. They completely recycled that and shoehorned it into Magneto's storyline.
Yeah. Now, about what I think every one of these people's powers and even stories talking about Magneto, it was all convenience. Hey, Brian, we're writing the script. Yeah, all right. This is my really bad impression of Brian saying, yeah, well, we gotta make sure Magneto gets mad about something. All right,
mad at people.
What should we write? Like, no, he's gotta be evil again. He was really good and everything gonna be evil. All right, what? I don't give him a family and kill it. What? Like, dude, shoehorning that in is sloppy storytelling. Is what that is. That is sloppy storytelling. Lazy, very lazy. Now, power convenience. Even in the original X-Men franchise, I'm not even going to comics now, I'm going to movies. Jean Grey struggled with telepathy. She's like, I'm not as powerful as the Professor. I can do telekinesis fine. But you remember when she tries to read Logan's mind and she has to, like, in the first movie, she's got to concentrate and she gets these... And that's a really, tension-building scene, too. That's a really nice scene. And she gets these flashes and kind of messes with her a little bit. She can jump right into people's brains and shut off their eyesight. Yeah. Like, in this. She is just super fucking powerful. She's, like, 14 or whatever.
And, sorry, I want to cut you off just because...
But what I'm saying is it's power convenience.
Right.
Is their powers are whatever
Electric fields shut down mutant powers.
Electric field shuts down Nightcrawler's powers, and I have no clue why. And Jean Grey's.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Explain it. You know, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with them doing anything as long as they try to pull it off or pull it off at all. If unexplained, we see a fence and then Nightcrawler can't get out of it, I'm going to be like, what the fuck?
Or he was locked in that briefcase thing?
Yeah! Like, why can't he get out of it? And then sometimes he's like, I can only teleport to places I see, and then he's like, wall, helicopter. What?
Yeah.
Like, I think they tried to explain him teleporting the helicopter like, no, but I can teleport to places I've been before, which doesn't make sense. But at the same time, it's like, helicopter moves around, buddy. You might have been in that spot inside the helicopter, but is now in a different place in the planet. It doesn't make sense.
Where are his mommy issues?
They threw in Nightcrawler, again with the convenience. They threw in Nightcrawler because they needed somebody with teleportation.
With
they
really
didn't give him a power.
And a really terrible actor. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, he was in one other thing. He was in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and he wasn't really that great in that. And this, or Rise, whatever the second one was.
Can we just give our ratings? I'm done.
Shit
sandwich. I gave this movie 2 out of 10 X-Men Origins. I was going to give it 4 just on the merits of the fact that it had X-Men characters in it, and I realized that we had so few positives for it, I had to bring it to a more fair rating, which is 2 out of 10.
Yeah, I'm changing mine.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I gave Fan Four Stick more than this.
Wow.
And Fan Four Stick is terrible. It's actually a worse film. I probably will downgrade Fan Four Sticks to this.
I
if
don't
had the
know. I
chance.
gave Fan Four Stick.
I gave it 2.5, and it did not. It deserved about 1.5 or 2. But I'm giving this 2 because I erased one. 2 more successful Marvel character movies out of 10 is what I'm giving it. You got Guardians of the Galaxy, you got Deadpool. I had Captain America, but I took it off because it's just 2 now. So I'm giving it 2 out of 10. He gave it 2 out of 10. This movie is sloppy.
It's bad.
It's getting mixed ratings because a lot of people are just falling for fun, flashy shit. If you like this movie, and you might have, please tell me why. I want to know. My girlfriend sat next to me and she enjoyed this movie. So maybe it's just because we're us. Is why we can't. Maybe we just think about it. Maybe we weren't supposed to think about it.
Maybe we're just cynical, jaded assholes.
Well, no, we are that. No, we know that. We're freaking doing movie critic reviews. We have to be cynical. But
we enjoy Pee Wee Herman. I don't think we're that cynical.
yeah, I love that movie. I love both. Not both. Not Big Top. Okay, there you go. It's 20 minutes. Please
Tell us if you liked it.
Tell us if you liked it.
If you like our shirts.
Yeah, do something. Do you got a good movie you want to pitch to them for a review?
Yeah.
Other than Deadpool.
Watch
Deadpool.
Have we recommended Birdman in a while?
Mm-mm.
Watch Mark and Taylor's review Birdman.
Here we
I
go.
enjoyed it.
That's our second review ever. Filmed the same night as the other one. It was Birdman and Whiplash were the first 2. When we were young lads, that was like 1.5 years ago. Holy shit, we've been doing this for a long time. Let's throw in a good comic book movie. Fuck it, we just did it, but it didn't get a lot of views. I'll put in Civil War. It's a hell of a comic book movie. We've had 2 really good comic book movies this year, and 2 subpar as fuck comic book movies. Yeah, Batman v Superman. I just like this movie more than Batman v Superman.
Oh, me too.
And I really didn't like Batman v
I didn't
Superman,
either.
but it was at least promising,
like
not just
yeah,
tried out shit
There
like
weren't
this.
a lot of redeeming qualities for either, though.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.